and welcome to another edition of Tommie Media's Tommie Chalk Talk, where we go beyond the box score and take a closer look at St. Thomas sports. My name is Nino Niederreiter, filling in for Jake Remes. Also with me today is Alfred the Skeleton, a.k.a. Greg. So, Greg, we coming in off another win for the Tommies, but this time, as opposed to Hamlin's 78-7 win, the Tommies had a slight struggle in the first half, but ran away with it after. What effect do you think a little bit of a slower first half had on Glen Carusos' Tommies?
Well, that game against St. John's was really St. Thomas's only other test. You're talking about 4 touchdown wins, 5 touchdown wins, and when you get here into the thick of the schedule, into playoff season, you need to have those little bit of tests to where you can go into the bank and say, you know, we've been here before, we've been here in a spot that demands the very best of us, so let's go get it. That game against Concordia Moorhead near the end of the season last year for the Tommies at home was back and forth until the fourth quarter, and the Tommies really pulled away and won that game on a late touchdown. And you could see that after the playoff game against Wartburg. I asked Glen Caruso about that, and he's like, yeah, we had been in those situations before, so we knew that back and forth games, we were prepared for it.
Right. Well, it's good to keep a good focus on the season with some tighter halves, certainly for a team that's been running away with so many wins. And part of that reason they've been winning, Tom, besides the always talented athletes on the field, the receiving core and the running backs, and Jordan Roberts and John Gould, you can talk about those guys all you want, but up front, the Tommies are so good on the offensive line side of things. Can you touch on that for a minute?
Yeah, and your skilled positions are only as good as the guys up front. John Gould needs time to throw. The receivers need time to get downfield, get into their routes. And then Jordan Roberts really needs space to run, and he needs holes to open up so he can kind of pick and choose, pick the best ones for those big gains. You got big, experienced guys on that line. Even a guy like Stephen Sauer stepping in for All-American center T.J. Woodrow. Not an easy task, but he's filled in admirably. Dave Simmet on that right side, what can you say? He blocks out the sun.
Right. He does. The average weight of that O-line is figured this weekend by the Star Tribune is 305 pounds. So certainly a stalwart offensive line for the Tommies, something that their future opponent for this weekend, Concordia, is going to have to deal with. Greg, what are they going to be seeing from the Cobbers this weekend?
A very run-heavy offense. I talked to Coach Glen Caruso today, and he was saying that hasn't changed in 30 years. You could shut them down for 3 quarters, and in the fourth quarter, they'll still pound you with that running game.
Right.
They lost Griffin Neal, obviously the face of the program for the last 3-4 years, and they're down to their second quarterback. Alex Grove kind of got banged up in that St. John's game, and they're on to their second quarterback. But they have skill positions on the outside, too, so you got to kind of keep that in mind when you're defending this Cobber team. They can pound you with the run, but then they have a talented guy in Brandon Zylstra on the outside that, if you're not careful, can beat you for a 60-yard touchdown.
Yeah, I face a similar opponent in Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers tonight. He's a explosive guy himself, so we'll see how that works out.
The Wunderkind, the latest in the line of Gretzky, Crosby, John Tavares, the exceptional player status, getting to play in the Ontario Hockey League at age 16.
Well, let's hope we can stop him tonight. But anyways, thanks for tuning in to another edition of Tommie Media's Tommie Chalk Talk. If you have a question or concern you'd like us to discuss, tweet us at Tommie Media. Once again, filling in for Jake Remes and Tom Pitzen, I'm Nino Niederreiter and Greg the Skeleton. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to check Tommie Media for the latest campus news, and we'll see you next time.